What's up, guys? Jacob here. That doesn't feel right. What's up, guys? Jacob here. Oh, no. What's up, guys? Jacob here, and today's video is going to be a bit different. Usually I present you guys with a new, fun, fresh video every few months or so. My upload schedule is a bit shaky, but today is going to be a more serious and personal video for myself and for you guys, my audience. Feel free to click away if this is not what you're here for, and if you're here for my fun content, that's perfectly fine. I'll see you guys when I upload again. I'm not gonna give a time. Today I wanted to address a part of my life that's weighed heavy on my life for a majority of it, and I invite you guys to listen and maybe take some of what I speak about today and maybe be able to apply it to your own life. That'd be great. Today I'll be addressing my diagnosis of hyperhidrosis, a condition I've suffered with for as long as I can remember being alive. To those who are unaware, hyperhidrosis is, in simplest terms, excessive sweating. This can be in one primary area, such as the head or face, hands, feet, armpits, groin, or in my case, it could be a more generalized hyperhidrosis, which affects several parts of the body. Hyperhidrosis causes me to sweat constantly at any temperature or time of the day, and in my case is generally strengthened and directly influenced by anxiety, which in turn makes my anxiety worse, which just sends me on a horrible spiral. I know it may sound gross or even unhygienic, but I can assure you guys I do take care of my hygiene, and it's absolutely involuntary. Today I have chosen to talk about my issue and share it with an audience to help ease the burden for my life. I feel as though talking about it can help. I contained this struggle within myself for 18 years of my life, and having only shared this secret with 5 people on this planet. I've shared it with my mom, my sister, and a relative, and then 1 or 2 of my closest friends. But even then, it's very reserved and very secret. It's a big secret for my life. And now I feel as though talking about it may help to comfort me. I will be addressing many different aspects of my condition, including my history with hyperhidrosis, treatments, and the direct effect it has had on everyday living. I will also be able to include some resources to further educate and maybe comfort other people with the condition in the description of this video. So I invite you guys, there will be links, there will be videos, there will be tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. So definitely be able to check that out to educate yourself or help to comfort yourself or relieve yourself from the condition. I will also be reading from notes, if you haven't already realized, to help guide and structure this video, as it is very near and dear and serious to my life. In addition, at the time of this recording, I am still very self-conscious about this aspect of my life, so I ask you to please be considerate with your comments. Feel free to also, if you have questions, I would love to answer them. Please feel free to leave those down below, and I will get back to them as soon as I can. Also, before diving into this topic, I wanted to acknowledge that there are many, many more serious things going on in the world right now, and I please ask you to prioritize those, to educate yourself and be active regarding those certain events. I just wanted to make this video because it was very important to my life, and if it could help even one person out there, then it was worth it. I also wanted to leave some trigger warnings that may be addressed throughout this video, including extreme depression, anxiety, and other related subjects. So once again, if this isn't for you, feel free to click away, and I'll see you guys next time. Without further ado, I'm so nervous. Let's get into the video. Also, someone told me to decorate my background. I'm working on it. But for now, I nailed this stuffed dog onto the wall. I'm going to name him Phil. So he's there for today. I don't know how long he'll be there, but he's comforting me. I remember the exact moment when I became aware of my hyperhidrosis condition. I was playing with my toys as a young child. I couldn't be more than 4 or 5. And I realized that my toys were getting really oily and greasy and wet, but being a child and being alone at the time, I didn't really think anything of it, as no one had mentioned it or called me out on my condition and that I was different. However, I do remember the very first time it was made apparent to me that I was different, or as it will be labeled many times throughout my life, gross. I was in 2nd grade, probably 7 or 8, and a friend had asked me to help them off the carpet, pull them up into a standing position. Without hesitation, I had reached out to grab their hand, and to that they immediately retracted it, and was disgusted by it. Why is your hand wet or clammy or sweaty? Will be a reoccurring sentence in my life. I don't blame the friend. I don't have any animosity towards the friend or hard feelings. They're a child. They notice something different and they're curious, and honestly, if I were in the same position, I probably would have thought the same. This was the first time I was made to feel ashamed and isolated regarding my condition, and it's likely a point in my life that really started my anxiety and worsened it. I became nervous about my hands, always shying away from physical personal contact or games that required hand holding or holding anything really, because I was afraid of leaving stains or residue from my hands. I remember one time, not in second grade, but in sixth grade, we had to do a team building activity, and it was a game that required holding hands, probably like the human knot challenge, and I would have to go to the bathroom, and I would hide there for the rest of the class. I did it in marching band as well last year. They were doing human knot, and I sat in the bathroom for 25 minutes, and then came out. At this point in my life, the only parts of me that really suffered from being a young child to about ninth grade, the only parts of me that really suffered were my hands and feet, but I wasn't so worried about my feet at the time as I wore shoes out in public. As school progressed, I became more anxious of my excessive sweating as more and more occasions arose where I had to face the questions regarding my hand. Some of my favorite responses over the years I had to master were, "I just washed my hands," or "It is so hot." I recall one time in middle school that someone told my friend group I had given them sweaty hands. And no, hyperhidrosis is not contagious. But hearing that come from somebody and making me feel so alienated and isolated was really, really tough. It's one of my toughest days of school. And while I'm sure everybody else in the situation has forgotten, I will never forget that memory. And that's just how life works now. Also, as I went through school, my anxiety, as I had mentioned, was further fueled by this condition, and I began to notice my quality of life plummeted. Ninth grade was when my condition really took a turn. I noticed that my armpits began to sweat a lot more than they had, and slowly I switched from gray and colorful clothes that I had worn to black layered outfits. I remember having this favorite red sweatshirt. It was red with gray armpits. I don't know why I thought it was cool, but I remember wearing it, and one day it was just drenched, and I was so embarrassed, and I walked through the cafeteria like that for the rest of the day, so that was fun. There would be days that I wouldn't raise my hand because there were sweat stains under my arm. I wouldn't want to go to school, and I would at times passively attend my classes, just sitting there like this, waiting for the bell to ring. But it was very, very weird behavior, and looking back on it, I'm ashamed that I didn't embrace it, but I mean, it is what it is. I can't change that. As I went through high school, my condition only worsened, and I would wear the same black sweatshirt for a week. Quick shout out, if you are a close friend of mine, you will recognize this sweatshirt. It's from Walmart. I love Walmart. And I wore this most of high school. There's 180 days in a school year. I wore this for 100 days easily. Bless your heart sweatshirt. I haven't worn it in a while, but it was just such a big part of who I was at the time. Many people call me out for my clothes and my lack of fashion, the fact that I only wear black or wear that sweatshirt all the time, but it was better than being gross and sweaty. So thank you, sweatshirt. I had to quit many activities and extracurriculars I loved doing because I either couldn't choose my outfit, if it was like a musical or a sport, or not a sport, definitely not, but an activity that required a uniform, or I just couldn't have control over what I wore. Instead of embracing, I'd run away and I wouldn't participate anymore. I would wear 2 shirts to marching band practice, telling people it was for laughs or kept me cooler. So I, at one point, became known for the person that would wear 2 shirts to band practice, or the person that would wear a sweatshirt out in 80, 90 degree weather, and people would just laugh. But it was better than laughing at me for obviously being sweaty than just being hot. Okay, I just kind of wanted to hop on here and make fun of myself for a bit. It's the obvious double shirt for me. It's the wearing a hoodie at the beach for me. It's the all black photo shoot for me. It's the wearing a sweatshirt at band camp for me. And it's the only wearing black at formals for me. I only applied to jobs even where the uniform was black because I was so self-conscious. I remember applying for jobs. I saw dozens of jobs I wouldn't mind have taken. But I ended up applying to 3 or 4 just because of their uniform was black. Even the job I have now, the uniform was black. So I was ready to wear that. Even apparent in my YouTube videos, in my YouTube career, as if you go back and watch my videos, 95% of the videos I'm wearing a dark colored shirt or a hoodie, or I was at the beach so I didn't have to wear a shirt. But you will notice that I was wearing black throughout the whole time, and I'm sure you didn't notice till now, and I don't blame you, but if you went back and watched any video, I'd be in a sweatshirt or a hoodie. So there's that. I was even self-conscious about the school I applied to for college, their colors being lighter colors, and I was self-conscious about that as well. So while I'm thinking of it, I'd like to take a moment to thank my friends who have unknowingly helped me in high school when I was literally in the worst moment in time in my life. Always keeping my head up when all I wanted to do was hide. On the other hand, my condition caused me to inadvertently push away so many people that I was friends with just because I was shy and I just didn't want to talk. I just wanted to get through the classes, like I said, passively. And so I wouldn't talk to people. I wouldn't hang out with people. I wouldn't make an effort to make new friends or anything. I was just content with sitting in class like that, literally like that. And to those that may have come across as annoyed or distanced, I'm sorry. Reach out to me if you're watching this. Hopefully you subscribe. During high school, I was in such a dark place, and I would ask myself, I remember I'd come home, and I'd ask myself why I was such a gross freak as the sweat dripped from my jackets and stuff when I got home, took off my black sweatshirt. And there were honestly times in life when I felt like it'd be better to not live at all than to live like this. And that's such a sad feeling, knowing that this is helpless, I can't do anything about it, and that I had to live like this the rest of my life. That was just such a dark place in my life. And there's no looking, I don't look back on that past anymore, and I'm just happy with where I am right now in life. I finally did open up to my mother about my struggle, and she was able to try and help me, and we went to the doctor. When I got to the doctor, they prescribed me several antiperspirants and some medications, including Oxybutynin and glycopyrronium. I have included all the medications and antiperspirants and methods I have tried in the description, obviously. Consult with a medical professional about those. But I have many things down there ranging from prescription to over-the-counter to just on the shelf. You can just get most of those. However, while they may work for you, none of those that are included in the description worked for me, which sent me into a more anxious and depressed state, knowing that I've tried so many things and so many medications have helped so many others, and none of them had helped me. My pediatrician finally recommended me to a dermatologist, and that's where I am slowly progressing to where I am today. I'm so thankful for the dermatologists that I'm seeing and their work. I genuinely feel like they want to help me and improve my quality of life, and to know that somebody is supporting me like that is an incredible feeling, and I cannot thank them enough for their efforts to always squeeze an appointment, to always discuss things with me, and make sure I'm comfortable with where we are at in terms of my condition. I'm trying some medications with the dermatologist that didn't work. I remember Qbrexa was the biggest one we tried. I was finally considered for Botox. Now, when you think of Botox, the first thing you probably think of is like in the forehead and like lip fillers and everything. But Botox can actually be used for hyperhidrosis and migraines, which I also learned. And after about a month of waiting, I was finally cleared for Botox. You have to go through a bunch of logistical stuff and insurance and make sure the insurance will cover stuff. And it was just a lot of logistics that I obviously don't know enough about. And I was finally cleared for Botox. And 2 weeks ago, at the time of recording this video, I received 15 shots in each armpit and was sent on my merry way. I had Hardee's for breakfast that morning. It was very good. The chicken biscuit slapped. Botox can take 2 to 4 weeks to take effect, and I'm on about week 2. and it can last up for 6 months. If this appointment works for me, it will honestly be one of the best days of my life. To have been in such dark places in the past and to have finally come out and starting to see resolution is really, really, really amazing for me, and I'm so thankful for everybody that was able to help make that happen. And I will post my findings after approximately a month of this being uploaded, updating you guys about my Botox and whether it helped me or not. If not, I'll just have to cut my hands and feet off. Just kidding. To my friends and peers, if I have seemed off-putting in the past or even at times flaky with my attendance at certain events or hangouts, please know I really, really did want to be there, but I was just pulled back by a condition, being afraid to hang out, knowing I was sweating buckets, and my anxiety and my mind making me feel gross and disgusting, and making me not want to be there, not wanting to be there, let me rephrase, feeling gross enough that I shouldn't be there. I'm so sorry for not telling you guys sooner, but obviously this is very severe and serious subject for me, so obviously I was too embarrassed and scared. Struggling with hyperhidrosis has plunged me into my deepest points, but it's also helped me to learn to love and accept myself regardless of my faults. And I have a lot of faults. So while I do continue to struggle with this condition daily, I learned many tricks to combat and deflect its hindrances. While people used to make fun of my lack of style and taste, they still do, I'm sure. I don't care. Now I've learned to simply just not care and continue to purchase each and every black shirt in my size. Okay, hold on. So actually, you guys are gonna be proud of me, but the other day I went shopping for college and look what I got. I'm so proud of myself. I got this baby blue shirt, and it's very, very cool. I'm so proud of myself. This is the first time in literally years that I bought a shirt that wasn't black or white or a sweatshirt. So it says Los Angeles, no free promo there. But I'm so proud of myself for getting this, and I'm looking so forward to wearing this. It's gonna be really cool. And then I got these khakis. I haven't bought khakis in literally 4 years. Maybe I'll do a story time on why I don't wear khakis. But please don't look at my size. I feel bad enough. Just one fault at a time. I just wanted to thank you guys who were able to stay and watch until the end. And I hope this gives you a more personal and in-depth look at who I am. I think it's a really important step in our channel, together, me and you, to know that not every video has to be me laughing or you guys roasting me on Reddit or me eating. And I'm excited for what's to come. To those who may laugh or mock me for being so insecure about something seemingly simple, hey, it's quite funny, hey. So I don't care. In addition, if this video and the resources in the description are able to help anyone out there, I am so glad, and like I said, I will be willing to answer any and all questions you have in the comments. I feel like this is like a documentary. You should have like a little ending. Also, no, I don't.